I run tight ship.
All right. All right, I guess, good morning then. You guys fire away. Any questions you got?
Governor, can you talk a little bit more about, like, you mentioned it's not about partisanship, it's about results. What do you want to see happen when? Like, what are some of your goals about?
Well, the board will decide the timing. They've got to, have their discussion about chairmanship and about the permanent CEO. I'm certainly encouraging them to develop a strategic plan as soon as possible, and that's a role that Oliver Wyman can help with, and the Civic Consulting Alliance can help with. And as part of that, having a financial plan, and it's all part of it. And we don't have any time to waste. We need to really. This is an intensive process, so I look forward to helping them in any way that I can and in our administration, and we'll work together. I'm so pleased. I think all of us in Illinois owe a debt of gratitude for the folks who've stepped up here to be leaders. This is a talented group, and there's a lot of demands on their time. They're very talented. Everybody wants them on their boards. Everybody wants them in their organizations, and we got them here for Chicago State. It's a wonderful thing.
Is there a backup plan for finances? Like the House had that MAP appropriations grant, or bill rather. Would you support something like that if there's no budget?
Well, again, there's really no reason we should keep doing stopgaps and these short-term things and little special piece deals. Let's get a balanced budget, and let's get structural change so that we don't keep in the mess that we've been in. We can't keep doing the same thing and think that we'll have balanced budgets. So I applaud the senators, again, for talking through and trying to work on a compromise to get structural change. And I want to compliment the House. House Democratic leadership came out and said we need to change and become more economically competitive to grow jobs. That's a great statement. Strongly agree. That's a big step, that statement. And the House passed. They didn't just talk about it, and they just didn't do a phony vote. They passed a real property tax relief bill with a permanent freeze that gives the opportunity to really start to change the system, and that's a big deal. So I applaud that work, and we just need to now bring it to conclusion and get a balanced budget with it.
Have you spoken with Speaker Madigan at all about that or anything at this point in time? I mean, he gave that speech, or are you still saying totally uninvolved in letting the leaders work it out? And why?
Well, I am talking with members of the General Assembly in both parties pretty much every day, almost every day. My staff, our administration, is talking with legislative leaders as well as members of the General Assembly every day. And our staffs are working on different analyses and proposals and ideas. And the Senate negotiation, I'm personally not, and I don't want any of our administration directly in it. I think it's good that they do their thing. And
but you haven't spoken with Speaker Madigan or encouraged him to get on board with the Senate plan, or even signed off on the Senate plan?
Well, it's frankly too early to do that on the Senate plan because it's not really baked. I mean, they're negotiating, they're working, and it's fluid, and it's changing. But they're changing and they're evolving, and this is not done yet.
Can I ask about the inauguration on Friday? And I know you're not going. Is Illinois losing out on anything by having you not go, or anyone from your administration go to make these contacts with the?
No, people understand in Washington and around the country that Illinois has big challenges, and they know and respect the fact that I am 100% focused in Illinois, working on getting a balanced budget with structural change to the system, and they respect that and they appreciate it. I do have very close, good working relationships with a number of incoming members of the Trump administration as well as members of his transition team, and I've worked with the Vice President-elect for years. There's no issue of us not having a good, solid working relationship with the incoming administration. I worked hard to do that with the Obama administration, and I was friends with many of the Arnie Duncan and Penny Pritzker and many of the members there. I've got friends in the Trump administration. It's in the interest of the people of Illinois that we have a good, positive working relationship with federal administrations, and I will do everything I can to.
You're not going to be worried about being subject of a Trump tweet.
Governor, it's going to be an all-Republican federal government. What are the 2 or 3 things you'd like to see them do for Illinois?
You know what I'd like to see for Illinois is a balanced budget and structural change. We need to first get our house in order. Over time, I look forward to working with the federal administration on infrastructure investment. I want to put I'd like to do a big infrastructure bill for the state, and I want to work closely with the federal government to get creative financing for more infrastructure, road expansion, rail expansion, canal work, airport work. We'll work with the federal administration on that. I want to work with the federal administration on education funding and reform and real quality options and choices for every parent in every neighborhood, so we have high quality schools everywhere in every neighborhood. Critically important, and I will work with the federal administration to help Illinois achieve that. There are big changes coming in healthcare. I think that's still being sorted out. I want to make sure that our administration, and we are, members of our administration, are talking with the incoming administration about Medicaid and their ideas. There's a lot of ideas being floated. We're going to try to be in the middle of it as best we can and make sure that the solutions are
On
constructive.
healthcare, what do you want for Illinois? I mean,
It's-
there's talk about just block granting it, and we'd be up a creek without a paddle. if that happened.
There are a lot of changes being proposed. I think it's too early to say. We're having conversations, the federal administration. There's disagreement within Congress. There's disagreement between the Trump administration and congressional leaders about what to do. This is going to take some sorting out.
Last question.
Governor, yesterday, J.B. Pritzker told me it could cost as much as $100 million to campaign for each candidate in 2018 for governor. Would you be willing to spend that much? $100 million? And what does that say about the process and where it's going?
Politics is its own world. I'm not focused on that these days. I'm focused on getting a balanced budget and structural change. And I just don't really have any comment on the political stuff. Let him get one, because
Just want to sort of follow up on what Mike was asking. And isn't it important in this period when there is so much flux about health care that you and other governors do say, this is what will hurt us, this is what will not, and speak out about that?
Well, we're having conversations, and I am working with other governors around the country. We'll speak louder if we have a joint voice. One governor's voice isn't as much in a federal administration as many governors. So we're talking with other governors and administrations. We're talking with the federal government directly. These are conversations, and it would be inappropriate for me to, talk too much about specific ideas through the press. That's not the way to have a negotiation or discuss. They want to be able to talk with us in confidence, because frankly, when there's disagreements, people are very sensitive about whose opinions are getting, put out there. So we just got to be thoughtful, and we'll pursue it. And I was just going to be a strong advocate for the people of Illinois in these discussions.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, everybody.